Okay, Griftopia by Taibi. I took a bunch of notes here, I just want to record. There's a lot of tidbits, a lot of ideas that really take extensive explanation on what it all means. Some things I still have yet to investigate, to just look up on the internet. Okay, so this is a kind of a review. It's really, this book will leave you speechless. Okay, there's just so much that went on with the bankers and how they like devised all these schemes to make money. It was a grifting scheme, is what this guy argues. In a world of Griftopia, that was shared, grifting scheme that was shared in a in a world that bridges between banking or business and the government. Okay, he starts out talking about some political affiliations with the Tea Party, and then there's the belief of that Greenspan and Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged, and that every man for himself, we should leave everything unregulated, and how that's kind of a disaster to just leave everything unregulated. And he believed that's kind of how he approached the economics of it all. But the author argues it's not economics, it's a crime. We've seemed to have stumbled into a gambling scene, or with the street grifting, but it's on a larger scale, and we're kind of fooled by it because we can't. There's just so much that's involved with it. It's a long con grifter. People that will pretend to be your friends, and then give you some bonuses or something, some benefits, and then turn around and kind of stab you in the back. Like the people who were buying homes, they were getting promised, say, fixed rates, fixed interest, and they were getting approved for some virtually having no job, and they're getting money, and then it turns around and they have an interest rate that fluctuates instead. They were lied to, but also they were lying about their credit scores too. You could actually buy good credits, and in that you could get 5 credit cards, and that would and you show that you have a good interest and you're keeping up on them 5 credit cards. Your credit looks good, and that'll get you that $1 million home, having no job. People borrow a lot, and the house always gets its cut. Okay, you lose money after you borrow and invest it in, say, the housing market. All right, before the housing market, and housing has always been there. People say that you double your value in every 7 years, but that's not so much the case with the housing market crisis. But what seemed to really prompt a lot of issues was the computer age, the 2000, the tech boom. That really seemed to prompt things. We learned from the first depression back in the 30s, 20s, 30s, that there are some rules that need to be followed, and the bankers said, well, the company has to be profitable, and then for so many years before it could go into the stock market. Well, Goldman Sachs threw all that out the window and just said, well, the company has to exist. It doesn't have to be profitable. They don't even have to say if they are not profitable, they could still get on the stock market. That seemed to have been prompted by the tech boom, and people were buying into that and borrowing money to buy into that, and that borrowed money seemed to have been leveraged by the banks on housing, saying that housing at least will always go up in value. But that imploded All right, because housing doesn't exactly go up in value, especially at the rates that they were projecting, that they were allowing to be projected.